All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the ESL One, almost an ESL One clone, ESL One New York closed qualifiers here for North America. We're still in the semifinals. It's CLG taking on Rise Nation, and after Rise just stole away the second map on Train, we're heading to a third and final map. You can see the knife round just going off there as well. Third and final map here on Inferno. Winner of this will get to move on and play against Cloud9 in the grand finals of this qualifier, and the winner of that goes on to ESL One New York. It's time to start, though, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. It's CLG versus Rise Nation. Winner moving into the grand finals here on Inferno. And on the initial start here of the pistol round, we're just going to see Rise pushing their players for the most part, and a pretty even split, actually, across the map. Quite a few guys going up through alt mid, and then Ace waiting at the crossroads here, just to make sure that nobody from the CT side is going to try to push down Banana or anything like that. They want to try to avoid that upset if they can at all possible. But CLG definitely not going to be lurking towards anything like that. They just keep their players over in the B site, away from all of this action. They don't try to push out aggressively at all. They do triple stack it towards B to avoid any opportunity, or to avoid, you know, what usually you see, which is just that straight B push. But Rise now, their players are going to be pushing back out. Dazzle gets that quick first kill against Ethan. Ricky, though, with a quick trade from inside of the cubby there, he's going to be able to take down VSA pretty quickly after that. And now, just like that, it's Rise with full control of the A site, and that triple stack gamble over to the other side of the map unfortunately proves to have not been worth it, as those three players from CLG, two of them, one of them at least, is going to find themselves dead on the ground. Hayes with one pickup, though, on this retake. They still have the extra man on the field there, and with that, they're going to be able to move in and take heavy advantage upon this retake. Jonesy trying to keep it alive along with Dazzle here, but a great map back in the last one was a large reason why Rise Nation was so dominant here. And there you go, the quick 180 spin, and then a second frag directly after that now. Time for Hayes is incredibly low, and he still has two players to eliminate. Dazzle's going to bust out with the 4K on pistol and push Rise into the lead once again. All three maps this has been now where Rise has taken the initial pistol.
Yeah, and it looks like Rise does the same pistol that they did versus Energy. They just go up the halls and the mid at the same time, and Dazzle with a quad kill, carrying on the momentum from the last map.
Absolutely. So he's going to start off with a nice 4-0 record on the scoreboard there, and for CLG, well, they're going to have to go into the second round with a loss. Only those upgraded pistols to play off of here in the second round, so pretty lightly bought in general. And really, except for FNS, nobody buying up armor behind it either. Ricky just gets like a cheeky Zeus buy, and that's pretty much it. And then Hayes having himself an HE grenade there too. For Rise, though, they're completely built up. They have 3 umps there to try and stack up some extra cash, along with Dazzle on the AK. Excuse that noise.
Ricky looking for the Tase kill window here. Might actually get it.
So, tries to get it, but not going to come out too successfully, unfortunately, there. And Moose will end up with just picking up a double. Jonji, he's going to be able to find 1-2 against Ethan. And now they flood into the site, leaving CLG with not really a whole lot of other options. They do rotate over here in time, but they're still a little bit late to the party in terms of actually being able to do anything in terms of stopping this hit. FNS now left as the last man standing back over here in the cubby. And at this position, again, he's really just looking for 1 or 2 extra frags if he can get it. Rise... Well, VSA is going to leap out right in front of him, but FNS holds his own there. Unfortunately, like I said before, many other players were also looking to that position, so Ace is going to be able to quickly trade it back and secure that second round for Rise Nation.
And since I didn't fully invest into that round, on the first gun round, they're going to actually have good utility. Probably see some banana control first gun round with some Molotovs maybe.
Well, getting into the action here now on this round. You can see Rise again taking it nice and slow, even though it is going to be the full save round from CLG. Their players just putting 3 over there on the A-bomb site, 2 over towards B, trying to hold it pretty consistently there.
Ace is trolling. Shooting the bell.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Does it actually... Oh, I didn't even know... Wow, okay. I did not know that made noise, I'm going to be completely honest with you.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that's a new one for me. Moose is going to catch Ethan. The rest of the team pushing forward here too pretty quickly to try and get control over the A-bomb site. And as they move in, Cutler responds with 1 pickup against the Moose. Dazzle and Ace quickly trade that back, however, and VSA picking up another frag here too for Rise Nation. Leaves FNS now as just the last man standing here. And as he wraps around, he's going to see if he can get anything done, but unfortunately not much to be done for him.
Again, 2 clean anti-eco rounds for Rise, so they're just stacking the money. Does Ricky up B? I don't...
Ricky?
Not sure.
I don't know on either, to be completely honest with you.
Looks like he's getting a boost pick.
Yeah, he's going to try to be over here. So boosts up on the half wall, but the HE grenade made it very hard to spot. And now, oh no, they both just get completely run over by Rise. And that's 2 players down to the ground so quickly. Cutler, Ethan, and Hayes. They're not even going to attempt this retake. They're just going to the pit to save. It's going to be a 4-0 start for Rise.
It's a good choice. If you lose B that quick, just save into the next round and try to win that one. I like the change of pace by Rise though. They just every time they start out 3-0, they just do something aggressive and take the lead 5, 6, 7-0.
Yeah, so they're going to look for quick control again. The real key, though, is keeping it consistent, as that's been their big issue for Rise, is they've constantly shot ahead at the beginning of the map, but they've never really been able to keep it that way. They recovered nicely on Train, were able to make sure that they took that map. But on Cobblestone, they had a very similar story here and lost it. It was like a 7-1 that ended up being an 8-16 at the end of the map here. CLG, though, not really able to save. Rise throws quite a few players away, but thankfully they have all that excess money. So they are able to afford that in the current form. They do want to be careful with that, though. Definitely don't want to be doing that too often.
Yeah, and CLG is going to opt to save here and get a full buy on the 5th round, or 6th round. John G going to the MP7 to stack that money.
And CLG going back to that triple stack over here towards that B site too. It's only going to be Hayes and Cutler to defend A. So if Rise is able to detect this and figure out what's going on, they're going to have a pretty easy time taking control of the A site if they choose to push there. But they're taking fast control of Banana, double mollying it on both the CT direction and back over there behind sandbags to push any of these CTs out. Now they're going to push out against them. Great flashbang blinds the first player. Junji can't really shoot because his teammate's right in front of him. So they get the first kill. Junji tosses in the smoke to prevent them from continuing that push. And no trade there, so they're just going to have to survive with the one loss, and now FNS picks up an op off of the downed corpse of Ace there, and he's going to run over to the A site, getting ready for the hit. They know it was a 3-man stack here, so they are going to start pushing into the site. Hayes looking to impact first off, and now FNS is here with that op. Hayes still alive too, he won't get anything done. FNS with the op, tries to go for a second kill, misses it, has an opponent in the air, misses that second shot too. So unfortunate, as so much could have been done with that op, but now with those missed shots, it's pretty much thrown it away, and Rise should still be able to hold this. They are going to try to go for a retake, but the first player, Ethan, well, unfortunately, he just walks right into his own death, and for Ricky, he doesn't want anything to do with this anymore. He's falling back, he's rotating over towards the B site to save that big gun, and FNS will look to maybe pick up one more kill. The impact on exit, but he won't have that opportunity either. Moose is going to chase him down, knock him out, and Rise will continue to push forward 5-0.
Yeah, that could have been scary. FNS got that up, brought it to library, got a kill on the entry, but quickly passed it over to Ricky.
So the 5-0 star Rise are in dominant shape right now, but another gun round is on the horizon here for CLG. 4 rifles and the op for Ricky with full utility built up this time too. So Ricky's in pretty good shape to try and impact himself here. As he's actually going to get boosted up in mid, looking for a shot here if he can grab one. He sees his opponent, or hears his opponent opping. And I think the smoke is shooting up just a little bit too high for him to properly spot anything past that, so he has problems locking down the position of that opper. Won't be able to connect that early shot, but Ace won't return anything onto him either. Just a bit of a standoff that doesn't yield much. Leaves it in still an even 5v5 with Rise still investigating their options across the map. They're taking it slow right now, which does worry me a bit, as that's oftentimes where Rise tended to make a lot of their mistakes. That's where CLG would kind of come back into the fold, but we'll see how this plays out for them. It's right outside. You've got Hayes at the porch, so Rise not going to be able to push out towards Boiler anytime soon here. The good news is, though, is just that one pop flash that the player inside of the apartments threw outside of Boiler. I mean, it's made them use a lot of utility here. But the T's are responding with quite a bit of their own here, but it is to throw a fake. Yeah. Trying to keep these 3 players just tucked away in the A-bomb site while the rest of Rise gets ready to push up over here And into the B site, where it's just Ethan and FNS looking to defend here. FNS specifically back over in the corner. He's going to look to try and frag out. Unfortunately, his teammate did get smoked out of position, and FNS actually gets mollied out of position. Good recovery, though. Finds Junji, and the molly prevents any of the other 3 players from Rise that are here from actually pushing in. Now 4 as they finally group themselves together, but they're pinched. They're all stuck in this one tiny area of the map that they have to try and work off of here. They might try to force it back. Hayes peeks, wall completely blind, though, and now FNS falls, so this is a chain reaction, which could prove bad for CLG. Ethan trying to hold on and spray into Moose. Not going to happen. Moose knocks Ethan out of the play. Ace with another one on Cutler, and now Ricky falling back to save again, as they should have just enough time to get that bomb onto the ground, let it explode, and Ricky will have to save the op.
Yeah, that was looking promising for CLG. They had the right counters, they had him trapped at Banana. Even the A guys checked brackets and saw nothing, so they knew it was a B hit. They had their rotates, they just didn't get the trade kills.
Yeah, CLG had the pinch and everything, but somehow Rise was able to battle their way out of that. That was incredible from Rise, that they were able to just get out of that situation where they were completely cornered. CLG messing up those first 2 duels from when Rise finally tried to push into the site, though, is what ultimately sold it in their favor and allowed them to close out here. They're not going to try to chase down Banana to find Ricky at all. He's going to be safe. He'll be able to keep that up. In terms of that, though, unless they want to force behind it, more than likely the rest of CLG is going to end up on a half buy. They may force behind it, though. I might be wrong about that one. We'll see in a second. Yeah, it looks like they are going to buy behind this one, as they can get a pretty decent buy going. They managed to get rifles for everybody. I believe maybe 1 player is the excess, and it should be full utility for most of the rest of the team, too. And yeah, so there you go. So it actually ends up pretty much as a full buy, just with 2 FAMASas in the mix.
Yeah, Ricky had like 8k, so he dropped some guns for them. But we've seen 7-1 lead for Rise before, and CLG came back 16-8 to win the map, so I wouldn't count them out yet.
For Rise's own players, again, much like the previous rounds, is going to take this one nice and slow. Jonji, well, he's already been injured. I'm not exactly sure how he got hit, but he's been brought down to about 40 HP.
Ricky with aggression at Banana, so they could play 4-1. It's really good.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get himself up on top of the half wall there and hold the position. Ace might re-peek him in a moment here, though, so we could see the op-1-op duel happening pretty early on. It's just a solid 1v1. Ace as well. Yeah, he's going to peek for it here. Ricky's ready. Ace is going to be a little bit careful with that one. Oh, and he gets the shot, actually. Takes down Ricky. So now that's the B site wide open for the taking. FNS has to panic rush back over to the other side. It's a good thing that Rise waited to group back up here, but it's still only 1 player here to defend the site, FNS, who in the last round specifically was only able to get just 1 kill. So he is going to be positioning himself, sitting behind Newbox there. He'll get more assistance, though. Rise, again, very, very slow in the follow-up. They still have those 2 players committed to A. Hayes moving over. They haven't seen much. They still have, the 2 players that are close to A as well, throwing a little bit of noise here and there to try and keep the A defenders kind of plastered there. But the hit is very much going to be B-focused, and in they go now as CT smokes get deployed. Hayes going to try to pop flash third. He's so blind right now, but he moves in. Nobody's suspecting him, and he does sneak off 1 kill against Jonji before going down to Dazzle. As far as the site's concerned, though, they still have to deal with FNS. They have a quick rotate coming back in. Dazzle, though, quickly kills FNS, but Cutler's there for the trade, taking him back down, and now leaving just 2 alive for the CT side, but a heavily injured T side is what they're going up against here. Ace holds, though, takes down Ethan, and VSA with a swing around takes out Cutler, securing Rise their 7th round.
Yeah, just back and forth. Looks like a pause from CLG just to figure out what's going on, what's happening. Ricky got early picked at Banana, but they recovered on it. Ethan was on balcony and had a lot of info, so they got the quick rotate. That round was still manageable by CLG.
And CLG going into a tactical pause, what I can only assume is that after going 0-7 at the start of this half, they need to re-strategize. They need to figure out ways to fill the holes here that have shown up in their ship. As it's sinking quickly. If Rise starts getting up to like 10 or 11 here without a response from CLG, then that is where things are going to start to get very desperate very quickly. CLG has an interesting plan here. Might see something interesting. Might see like a mid-rush for them on this round, because they have that 4 nade stack built up.
Oh, yeah.
So they may try to go for something a little bit tricky here. Let's take a look and see if they keep their players together, if they're going to split these guys up. I'm assuming the 4 with nades are going to stick together. Everybody's looking the same way, too. No, they do split them up a little bit. So,
I'll just nade down spots and push down, possibly.
So Ethan, Cutler, and 1 more in mid. And quickly nading down mid, but the T's had 1 nade of their own. Jonji's able to dodge most of the nade damage.
20 damage.
Goes inside of the pit. And then just jumps outside of it. Now the others are going to try to push down Banana. It's not working, though. Jonesy's actually pinned a little bit here because they're going to push out through mid, too. And as they push for it, well, they have to fall back pretty quickly as they can't afford to stay in the open for this long. Hazed waiting around the corner by Porch here. He's ready to frag out. He's ready to pick up a nice quick headshot against someone from Rise that would try to push back in. And Rise is going to be taking this route pretty soon as this Molly starts to fade. They throw the Molly inside of Porch, try and get anyone that's hiding in the corner out. And now Hayes sits behind the barrels, ready to take this battle against Dazzle. Dazzle already injured, ready to hit the shot. Not going to happen, though, but Ethan finishes off the job for him. Unfortunately, it's only that one kill so far. Moose catches Ethan jumping up in the pit, and Cutler very disconnected from all of this, way on the other side of the map. He does have that CZ armor purchase. It's not necessarily the most amazing thing in the world to try and save, but at the very least, he can try to line up in somewhere like Library, bait a player into chasing him down, and try to get at least one more kill here against Rise.
Yeah, I like the nade attempt. They're trying to do something different, but it only did 20 damage between 4 nades, so...
Yeah, there was only like one player in mid, like I said. It was Jonji, and I think he dove into the mini pit in mid.
Yeah.
And he was able to, because of the way that the nade physics work, he was able to dodge most of that damage.
But yeah, we saw this versus Energy as well. Rise just grinds up 8 rounds, and hopefully they can keep the momentum.
Cutler in a second is probably going to jet out to the site to see if he can find an extra gun. Dazzle died at one point there, so he should have one on the ground somewhere. But yeah, nothing to be found for Ricky, or for Cutler rather. So everybody on CLG is going to buy up. Ricky, what I was meant to talk about there, does go for the full investment into an op, and the rest of the team should follow suit as well, as they were pretty close to forcing in that last round. They decided against it, but now obviously they get a really full buy with full utility on the opera and everything like that too.
No double op though. Thought we might see that.
No, yeah, I think they wanted to focus on utility right now. I'm not going to go for that one, and Ricky, oof, just getting wrecked out of life again. Now it's only FNS sitting here to defend the site. For whatever reason, though, Dazzle's not looking towards CT when he goes in, so FNS gets at least one kill there against Dazzle. Junji and Ace trading it back pretty quickly, though, and the last two that are left alive here aren't even going to attempt this. They're just going to fall back. They have so much utility, so, you know, obviously, like the big guns, armor, kits, it's just not worth it to throw these away in a 2v4 retake, so they're going to fall back on that Rise, go up to 9.
And it's funny because last time they had all the utility, they rushed B and caught Ricky and FNS off guard as well, so that's the second time they've done that.
They might want to switch up those positions. That setup's not really working with FNS and Ricky. They're too detached from each other a lot of the time as well.
Yeah.
There's not good trade setups.
I wonder if Kusta used to play B. Maybe that's why there's a little lack of chemistry. I'm not sure.
I don't remember the positions off the top of my head either, so I don't know. But Cutler holds on at least for one there, doing a little bit of damage to Rise. I'm sure, yeah, money's not really a problem for Rise. They have two guys at 16k, and another guy that was at like 13 or 14k at the start of this round too. So they can throw bodies away left and right and not have it really affect them that much at this point in the half.
Ricky going with a scout.
I mean, he keeps falling down with the op there, but his team is full buying here, so he needs to get some type of a purchase rolling. That's where the benefit of that full save they went for 2 rounds back really comes in, is that all the riflers can rebuy, just that Ricky really needed to try and stay alive with that op. He was the one that couldn't really afford to rebuy because he had to go for the extra investment on the op there. Almost double the investment on the weapon itself. But Rise, now here, potentially their 10th round straight without dropping a single one. They can win this one. Looking good to try and push through. They've got apartments control already. Pretty easy to get that, obviously. But now flashes out Boiler. Dazzle's going to push. He's got a smoke in the way, though. That might not be too advisable to try and push that on his own right now, as there's not really a way for Jonesy to go in and trade him if he goes down. So he calls that off. He falls back. And Moose also has already gotten to the edge of Long Haul. It's actually an open site, and nobody's... Okay, no, they do have Ethan watching for platform, so he can't go directly out there onto the balcony, as that's where Ethan is going to be spawning for him. This close setup towards Porch, which CLG is not done yet in this half. They're going to try to take the battle right to the front of Rise's own player base here and take them on. But Cutler swinging around here now. First kill goes to Junji. Cutler trades for one, but he's blind after that one, so Dazzle picks up the trade. Moose still waiting for the smoke to go away, but doesn't even need to anymore, as Dazzle just took care of the work for him. The double kill clears out the A-bomb site, and same as the rounds in the past, there's really nothing that Ricky and FNS can do because the take happens so quickly, and more specifically because CLG tries to fight it right at the front. They needed that intel beforehand, but nobody from CLG actually pushed up to get that intel, so the second those 3 players go down, the round's over.
Yeah, good mind game by Rise. They exploded on B the last round, and then this round they put next to no pressure on it, and it puts CLG scared to even pressure Banana. But they had no utility, so I understand that part. I would like to see CLG maybe play a 4-1, like maybe boost the guy spawn and like have the guy shoulder peek spawn and fall away, so they could play 4-A.
FNS holding for one more kill there, but then he goes down too, so all that's left to save here now is Ricky with a scout. He actually tagged VSA, and VSA dies because of the bomb explosion, so Ricky kind of gets a kill on the round. Doesn't really count, but he did have a nice shot there. It was just a little bit too long range to take down his opponent. So now 10-0 for Rise. And
this is incredible.
Again, CLG are at a point where they can force, and it looks like they're going to as well. I mean, at this point in the game, they kind of just got to take anything that they're being given. Rise will continue to slow play this right now. No risks being taken early on. Dazzle's going to move in and take Apartment's control. But other than that, just hanging back, waiting to see if CLG is going to try to do anything super aggressive. And if not, they'll form up and go for a hit. Where they're going to go yet, obviously, is still up in the air. But the options are limitless for Rise, as they have yet to mess up. FNS is going to be ready to take this duel, though. Great flash that was thrown back out. Gets that kill on Junji for free. The good news is, for the Rise roster, is that Ace was able to hide himself behind logs. I don't even think FNS knew he was there. They might have just thought it was only one player going up there. So FNS gets that first kill. First time in a very long time that CLG gets that opening kill for free.
And there's that spawn boost as well that I was talking about.
Yeah, FNS is going to be put up on top of there. A fight for control over the mid choke point leads to another 1-for-1 trade with Dazzle and Hayes trading blows. Dazzle being able to take down Cutler, but obviously Hayes taking Dazzle out himself. Now the rest of the team from Rise are going to try to push back in, and oh no, they didn't have anybody supporting the balcony. Moose just gets hit for free, basically, and a super long-range spray from Moose is able to get him the kill onto Hayes. All of a sudden, the round's been spun on its heels. FNS is trying to wrap in here as quickly as he can, trades out to the M4 very fast, and now we'll push past the smoke. He spotted Moose, but that bike or that Vespa, whatever it is, got in the way. Messed up FNS, took him down, and now for Ricky, again, there's really nothing he can do here. If he can pick off a headshot, he might have a chance to pull off a 1v2, but he's trying to clutch with a scout.
Yeah, Moose was at the end of the hall. Yesterday we saw him hanging around there versus Energy, and it was working flawlessly, so... And he caught Ethan on the reload. Ethan was on lane, but he was reloading, and it's unfortunate timing for CLG. Puts him up at 11-0.
Yep, and again, Ricky's not going to find anything. He'll sit right outside in library, though, because there's definitely a couple guns. I think there's one right in front of him there. Oh, there we go. It just got shot right to him. So he does get the FAMAS. He's not going to be able to find an M4 or an AK further into the site, though. Just wanted to make sure he stayed safe about the play there. And now every single player on Rise starting off this round, except for Junji, with over $10,000. It's gotten out of control at this point here. 11-0. Another buy from CLG, as again, I'm pretty sure that they're just going to force every single round regardless of how much money they have since they're on the full losing bonus. But it's starting to get more and more desperate here. They still have the op this time on Ricky because he's been scout buying for the past few rounds. But Ethan getting brought down so low. Dazzle just walking up alt mid and getting a kill onto Hayes this early on. And Ethan potentially going down in the second here too if he's not careful. He's still staying here and staying peeked out into this lane despite how low he is.
I think he took spam damage or something.
So hasn't moved at all. And VSA is getting ready to push into him in a second here too. Most of the Rise roster is actually going to be trying to push on him to take him down in a second. And yep, there we go. Can't stay alive. He goes down. Cutler is there at Boiler for a trade, however, to take down Dazzle, but it's a small note on an otherwise pretty big loss so far. However, with FNS's kill back over here at Banana against Ace, that could change up the game plan a little bit here now. It's Cutler and Ricky still left in the site, and Ricky taking heavy damage, pop flashing out, doesn't work, but he gets the quick scope in on the Junji to take him down. Now Cutler sits as the lone player in the site. This wrap from Ricky was actually pretty risky now, and it might lead to the elimination of Cutler. In fact, it does. Ricky not able to immediately push back in, but he has an advanced position for the retake. This is what matters right now. If they do decide to go for this retake in the 2v2, then he already has a pretty good wrap position to go over towards apartments right now and try to go out on the balcony or something like that. FNS is going about it in a more kosher way, obviously coming through arches as he rotated from B and getting ready to push out over here towards the Moto side. Sees his opponent there too. He's got him so low, but it's such a hard angle. You can even barely spot Moose right there. He gets, oh no, doesn't get the kill. Can't find him out there. It's amazing that he sees him in the first place from that position, but just can't knock him out. And I think with those whiffed shots, in fact, they already have a general idea of where Ricky is. They're going to call this off now. Fall back, so they still have the two ops going into the next round, but Rise is going to continue to push forward, again, unchallenged at 12-0.
Yeah, desperation for CLG at this point. You can see Hayes was trying to get a pick, open up the round, and it doesn't go his way.
So
maybe the double op's the answer here. This is the first double up we saw on CD side, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. And finally, it's actually like a full buy, too, from CLG. It's not just these crazy force buys anymore. So they actually get, you know, 3 M4s behind the 2 ops. Everybody has decent utility. So let's hope that they can finally pick up a round with a setup like this, now that they're not just desperately forcing into this one. And for Rise, well, obviously, they're going to be wanting to hope to continue to push this straight up to 16. And they're well on their way already. But slow start to the round. There's going to be a duel for long hauls probably here as Ethan trying to peek into it. He gets the intel. And Ethan is going to choose to fall back. He won't continue to challenge anything here. He's going to go right out onto the balcony. And he has a teammate sitting a little bit lower to support him too in the event he gets traded. But he pushes out, takes the risk, and it works out okay. Gets that first kill against Moose. But the problem is this is all a fake. And look at how heavily CLG is biting on this right now. Just really 1 or 2 players pushing into that A-bomb site, trying to convince them that it's coming in that direction. Ricky's already rotated off. Thankfully, he's got the ops, so he can still be somewhat proficient from CT. But as soon as that gets smoked, too, he's going to have to push forward again. And now he's starting to realize this is maybe the one negative thing I would say about Rise's T side on this map is that when they sell these fakes, the follow-up to actually push into the real site they're going for is way too slow. It makes it way too obvious that it's a fake. And we can see an example of that right now as they're going to be noticed. Ricky moves in, picks up the kill onto Ace. 5v3 set up here now, so this would be amazing if Rise can come back from it. They've still got FNS in the backside right there. Dazzle takes him back out. The Opper's still alive and well, though, and that's Ricky is going to punish another player trying to push towards New Box. The second one pushing him, but finally a missed shot. That's what allows him to take him out. 2v3 in the hold. Joneji's low, though, at 25 HP. So it's mainly going to come down to VSA to hold this. Joneji's staying close up at the crypts right there. And on the garden side of it, too, so he is going to be facing off against players from the CT side as soon as they jump through that smoke. The smoke is the main thing that's keeping him alive right now. They push in, but he actually holds for 1. The second kill is picked up by VSA, and now comes down to the 1v1. Ethan going to be trying to clutch for CLG, but he cannot get it done. It comes down to another clutch, and VSA pulls it off with a 3K for Rise. 13-0. Still nothing on the scoreboard for CLG.
Yeah, that should have been CLG's round. They had the 4v2. Like you said, they sell the fakes, but they just don't commit fast enough, and they had 2 at B ready to go, and they just couldn't hold down the site.
So, Rise looking to push up to 15-0 here pretty soon. CLG obviously have not been reset just yet. They're still on that full losing bonus as they have been for the last 8 rounds now. We have a Mag 7 buy, though, as they do have to stretch their money a little bit. FNS is going to be picking up the shotgun, trying to play close to half wall, and Ricky supporting him from a little bit further back. I do like that, again, they're getting aggressive out from B, though, as they do need to try and deny this and try to get intel earlier on in a much better fashion. As right now, that's been one of the huge negatives here, as CLG's been so timid. They haven't been able to push back in, and because of that, oh no, Chunji just goes right in and gets the double entry kill. FNS and Ricky gone down. That's going to cause an immediate rotate in that direction towards B. 2 out of the 3 players from CLG heading that direction. Ethan's going to stay in mid to watch out for this. Cutler finishes off Chunji as he was already brought down pretty low from that 1v2 fight he had before, but Ace also pushing in. Is going to be able to cut off any additional players that move in past this church position. Oh, had for free. Hayes was even flashed out, but he misses that shot, and now they know that the risk is there, so they're going to be careful about peeking into that one. They try to they tried to fake flash with the FAMAS, I think. Either that or they tried to toss the FAMAS to one of their teammates. I'm not sure what happened there at the door. But regardless, Dazzle kills Cutler. They still have that presence further back. And not only this too, but they're going to be getting some more assistance from Moose in a second here. Hayes pushing out, gets guarding control, but it's only for a split second. And then Ace knocks him out, taking down Hayes. Ace and Dazzle both holding CT lane. Takes down Ethan. And there's another one from Rise up on the board. 14-0.
Yeah, there's just not much to say. Everything was going Rise's way. Jonji with the 2 entries, and he overextended, but his team still closed up the round.
Oh, and obviously going into the 15th round here, it's another force from CLG. They just continue to get more and more desperate here, as it's now down to pistols for Hayes and an MP9 on Ethan. The others are able to get a rifle, but most aren't really going to have a whole lot of utility coming up behind that. Pushing up. Joneji again with the flames helping him out. Apparently FNS didn't see him on the other side. Hayes, quick trade from him. And he tries to continue that down the short lane. I don't think he was able to grab the gun off of the enemy that he dropped, though. And the T's are going to try to stop Hayes from being able to move it and pick that up.
Actually had 4B there.
There's not a lot what they can do to stop Hayes from getting that.
Yeah.
And I think Rise did realize what was happening. So they push back in. Dazzle looks the wrong way, but he reacts so well. Takes down Cutler. Ricky trades him out a moment later, but still brings it down to a 3v3 with the rest of Rise pushing in. Smoke's getting in the way. Good pop flashes coming back out, but it hits both sides. Ethan can't push aggressively on that. He's got his own little house right here to set up, but Moose sees him through the smoke somehow and then gets a second kill on Ricky too. It's all hazed here now to clutch this in a 1v3, and he doesn't even get close. Ace takes him down. The first half is done, and it's 15-0 for Rise.
That was impressive.
Just absolute domination.
Everything going their way, it seemed.
Even when CLG has control over the situations, there was earlier on in the half, there was a 3v5 in the B bomb site where Rise was completely pinched on Banana with 3 players alive.
And a 2v4 as well.
Yeah,
John G and VSA.
And they managed to turn every single one of those situations around time and time again. So amazing stuff from Rise, to say the least. And if they win this pistol, or even just 1 out of the next 15 rounds, it's over. And they're going on to take on Cena.
Blue? Can they get it?
That's the big question, isn't it?
I'm not going to say it, but can they?
Well, CLG, it looks like they're going to make a quick push up Banana here. Dazzle's going to try to challenge it. He's holding back right now, but he's got to be ready for this one as there's a big push rolling its way in. Ricky gets the first kill. They did have 3 here, though, so there's still 2 ready in the site. Rotate's not on the way just yet. There's still another player, Ethan, that I think might try to lurk into A and try to kill some of the players on the wrap back, but not going to happen. And actually, CLG gives up the pursuit on B for the time being. They fall back to Crossroads, and they're going to slow this down a little bit.
Got the early pick and just reset.
Well, they'll move in. They're going to completely swarm this site here. It's a very good setup from the guys on CLG. They pick it. They take out the first person, and oh, Hayes just wrecks VSA. Ace and Junji, both of them are going to swing through CT and attempt to pull this off, but it's a 2v5 retake. It's not looking likely here for the 16-0, unfortunately. Rise, they're going to attempt it, but as they push in, they got 1 player there. Ricky as well, boxed down into the open, but now it's down to Junji. He's not going to survive. CLG is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. They, at the very least, deny the 16-0.
Please save. Just save, Rise. Save. All you need is one round. Oh, no. Ethan's having a rough one.
Oof, yeah, I just saw that. I mean...
Oh, everything was just going Rise's way, like... It's one of those games.
For Hayes, FNS, and Ethan, all of them still sub 10 kills, and the highest person on their team is Ricky and Cutler, both at 12 kills. Ricky and Hayes clean up shop pretty quickly here. 3 fast kills for them. Moose and Ace, the last 2 left alive here now in this 4-spy round from Rise, and now just Moose again. This is a very familiar story. Just Moose stuck inside of the long haul. He's actually going to get anyone pushing his way, so he might as well try to get a cheeky kill into someone in the site before he gets noticed up here. He's going to push back out. Nope, they saw him. So clean sweep from CLG there. 2-15.
Say no to overtime.
Yeah, you don't get that option here.
But yeah, they're going to go for the save here and just going to goodbye on the 4th round. Looks like Ace is saving for the op.
And so we should see a 3rd round for CLG going up onto the board, of course, but Rise is going to just gamble stack on A. They've got 4 players here. Ethan is going to be the only one playing, or excuse me, Ace is going to be the only one playing into B.
Ace might not actually get the op. He bought down too much, I think.
We'll see on that first gun run. They're probably not minding that too much right now. I think they were more focused on just getting frags winning around here. Ace gets outwitted though on B, so that's going to be an instant rotate to try and get exit kills from Rise, as there's no way they're retaking that site. 4v5, they have 1 player with a P250, that's the only buy they have. Trying to knock out these last couple of players from Rise here, see if they can get themselves some extra money. And Rise is trying to avoid giving them free money, and more so trying to knock them out of this round if they can at all. Most of Rise trying to stack over there towards CT, but they're not going to find anything in that direction. And CLG will all push down Banana, or excuse me, Banana over here. And excuse me. Dazzle does sneak out 1 more kill, but Ethan's going to be able to eliminate him now. And there's that 3rd round from CLG. So the first buy round of this half coming out from Rise Nation. It is going to be all M4s, as you were mentioning previously. Ace did not have enough cash to be able to buy down to the op. He does get quite a bit of utility, though, so he's got one of the 2 mollies that his team was able to afford. CLG moving very quickly up through alt mid, though, in order to take apartments control and deny any aggressive moves from Rise Nation to push in there. Rise also instantly getting way more aggressive than we really ever saw CLG getting over here on Banana now. Both Ace and Jonesy both pushing out. They're going to try to hold deep. They're going to try to hold deep Banana control for as long as they can. They smoked it once already. They're going to re-smoke it now. Originally, it looked like Ricky wanted to go through it, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case anymore. He does have the op, so if he can pre-fire Ace, that'd be great. But both Jonesy and Ace are currently sticking around here. Normally, under these circumstances, you see the second guy rotate back, but oof, Moose now catching the guy at mid-choke point. He probably got a little bit of intel about what was happening at mid, too. So this is why Ace and Jonesy are probably flowing back, because they got to prep for just a 2v4. It's about to come at them here. Jonesy
in a cheeky spot here.
Yeah, behind the pallet. Ace is going to take first distraction well, so Jonesy sneaks out one more. And now around the corner here, Ace, he's ready to fight. He's still got a safe position behind the sandbags. Looking for another headshot, can't get it. But with how much time they just wasted, these rotates are already going to be here by the time these guys get into the site. And Rise Nation still have a +1 man advantage, too. Now, Dazzle's not going to want to waste that man advantage. He'll still sit behind the flames. He's not going to do anything crazy like jumping in front of that. No plan either from CLG. They're wasting this time now. I believe they are going to go up and go for it, and they use their second Mali in order to make sure that they get that plant in a clean fashion. Dazzle just out of range of being able to spot Ricky here from around this corner. And Hayes getting sprayed into a little bit there, too. He's already down at 47 HP. Ricky the same. All 3 of the Rise players that are trying to retake here, all at 100 HP right now. Hayes catching one. Dazzle's going to try to sneak back in here, see if he can catch the trade. He's got to be careful of the presence from down below, but VS actually sneaks off that kill. Ricky, the last one alive, but he goes down. So it's complete, and Rise Nation will pull off the upset against CLG. They take control over this series 2-1 with a final map 3 score of 16-3. And there you have it, folks. Your grand final is set and matched up now. And it'll be between Rise Nation, who upset in a huge fashion against CLG. And they're going to be moving on to the grand finals in the bracket to play off against this new Cloud9 roster with a stand-in. As, unfortunately, Automatic is on vacation or something, so he's not here for the game. Swag is going to be filling in for him, though. And that match, guys, should be coming up in, I'd say, about, like, 10 to 15 minutes. So be sure to stick around, and as soon as we have that next match ready for you, we're bringing it back. Stick with us, folks.